Hello, welcome to Someday Farm. I'm Stephen Watson here with today's Tàijíquán Tip. And today's Tàijíquán Tip is about advice, particularly the first advice that has come to us or stuck with us in our studies, perhaps our long career. What I've noticed in my career is that people remember from decades ago what their first advice was, and it's meaningful to them and important. It's a pillar upon which they built their life of practice, maybe their career, and of course that might mean it continues on into their own students. It's likely to mean that. It isn't always actually the first advice that they got. It might be the first advice that kind of got pounded into them. It might have been the first advice that really stuck well with them and was well timed and well placed. And so the way that they tell the story is that it's their first advice. That's how they remember it. And so it's functionally their first advice at any rate. So today's Tàijíquán Tip is to consider the advice that you give. And from among the advice that you give, which might be something passed down from your teacher, it might be something that you kind of regularly return to. You hear it coming out of your own body as you're like, oh, okay, yeah, there it is again. And consider what the first advice you give to a person is. This might change. It might be specific to different people or different situations, conditions, whatever their prior experiences are. But I'm just kind of thinking here, on average, what is the usual common first advice that you give? And is that well considered? Not the advice itself, which I expect that it is, but the fact that it's first. And if it isn't, try reordering it. What is the first advice that you like to give? Thinking that that person is going to build their life, their career, their students are going to grow up under it. They're going to remember it as the first most important advice 40 years from now. Have you considered it in that way? If you haven't, I urge you to. I think it's really important. All of this stuff is built on teaching. All of this stuff is built on teaching. Let's practice our teaching, not just our art. Love.
Thank you for your support. We're relying on donations now more than ever. Here are all the ways that you can help. Online reviews, sharing videos, commenting, subscribing also help.